semester 5th BJC final year chemistry. BJC final year chemistry, that is already yesterday started that coordination compounds. We are going to discuss that coordination compounds here. I am discussing that crystal field theory. Crystal field theory. So according to crystal field theory, already the important points are completed. Now we are going to explain the crystal field theory. So the metal ion is placed in the ligand field. The metal ion is placed in the ligand field. Now what happened here? The ligands are approaching the central metal ion. The ligands are approaching the central metal ion. So here two possibilities are there to approaching the central metal ion. Two possibilities are there. For example, if the ligands are approaching the central metal ion along the axis. Now what happened? When the ligands are approaching along the axis, now the orbitals which are present along the axis, so they are faced high repulsions with ligands. They placed high repulsions with ligands. So once again, here see the structure. Here the d orbital. Total how many d subshells are present here? How the d subshell contains how many orbitals? 5 orbitals. So this is a degenerate d orbital. Means the d orbital, total 5 d orbital contains equal energy. So now this degenerate d orbital is placed in ligand field. Now what happened? The energy is so the energy of the d orbital is disturbed. So in the presence of ligand field, what happened? The degeneracy of the d orbital is lifted. So that's why what happened when approaching the ligands to the metal ion, the metal ion. So what happened? The degeneracy of the d orbital is lifted. Now what happened? They are split into two energy levels. That is high energy level and lower energy level. So which orbital passes high energy level? The orbitals which are present along the axis, they goes to higher energy level. So what are the orbitals? They are dx square dash y square and dz square. These two orbitals present along the axis. That's why they faces high repulsions. So they goes to higher energy level. They are dx square dash y square dz square. So they are high energy level, that is known as Eg. Low energy level is known as T2G. So what are the three orbitals? That is dxy, dyz and dxz. So these three orbitals belongs to lower energy level. That was represented by T2G. So now see what is the energy is, that is 0.6. The energy of the crystal field energy of the Eg orbital is 0.6 and here the T2G energy is minus 0.4. Energy is decreasing. So decreases, that is indicated by negative sign. So how much energy is decreasing? That is minus 0.4. So the total energy of the d orbital is plus 1.0. So here splitting is two types. So splitting depends on ligands. So ligands are classified into two types. They are strong field ligand and weak field ligand. So ligands are two types. They are strong field ligands and weak field ligands. So here strong field ligand, what happened? When the ligands are approaching the central metal ion, so here I am taking in the presence of strong field ligand. Now what happened in the strong field ligand? So here what happened? See here, if in presence of strong field ligand, what happened? The energy gap is very high between Eg and T2G. In the presence of strong field ligand, the energy gap is very high between Eg and T2G. So all of you mind it. And here, and in the presence of strong field ligand, what happened? So here they does not follow Hund's rule. All of you know that Hund's rule. So what is Hund's rule? First the electrons are half filled. First the electrons are half filled and the electrons are completely filled. First the electrons are half filled. According to Hund's rule, first the orbitals are half filled and next they get paired up. This is known as Hund's rule. So in the presence of strong field ligand, what happened? They does not follow the Hund's rule. The electrons does not follow the Hund's rule. First what happened in the presence of strong field ligand? The electrons enters into the low energy level and again they get paired up. After the pair up, the electron enters into the Eg orbital. So once again I repeated, in the presence of strong field ligand, what happened? The energy gap is very high between Eg and T2G. So first the electrons are enters into the low energy level. What is Hund's rule? What is the Hund's rule? First the orbitals are half filled and they get paired up. So here in the presence of strong field ligand, they does not follow the Hund's rule. Why? Because here the energy gap is very high between Eg and T2G. That's why they does not follow the Hund's rule. So they can follow the against the Hund's rule. So here what happened, first the electrons are enters into the T2 energy level. First the T2G energy level is completely filled. First the T2G energy level is completely filled. After that the electron enters into the higher energy level. So in the presence of strong field ligand, first the low energy is completely filled. After that the electrons enters into the Eg energy level. So next. So what are the examples for strong field ligand? The strong field ligand examples are cyanide, oxalate, sulfate, isocyanide, carbon monoxide, and here ammonia. This is not cobalt, this is carbon monoxide or carbonyl. So these are the strong field ligands. Now what happened in the presence of weak field ligand? In the presence of weak field ligand, what happened? The energy gap is decreases. In the presence of weak field ligand, what happened? The energy gap is decreases. So here between Eg and T2G, very less energy is present. Very small gap is present. In the presence of strong field ligand, very large energy gap is present. But in presence of weak field ligand, very small gap is present. So in the presence of weak field ligand, what happened? They can follow the Hund's rule. So see here, what happened in the Hund's rule? So they can follow the Hund's rule. All of you know that Hund's rule. What is the Hund's rule? First, the lower energy is half filled. After the electron enters into the, so first T2G and Eg, they are half filled. After they can pair them. So this is reverse to strong. Weak field ligand is reverse to strong field ligand. Okay now. So here what happened in the presence of weak field ligand? Once again I am repeating, all of you listen. So in the presence of weak field ligand, what happened? The energy gap is very high between Eg and T2G. So here the electrons are filled up by the following Hund's rule. So according to Hund's rule, what happened? The electrons are they undergo half fill Eg and T2G, and they undergo, and next they are then. So all of you listen. In the presence of weak field ligand, what happened? The energy gap is very less between Eg and T2G. So they can follow the Hund's rule. So what is the Hund's rule? First the electrons are half filled. First the orbitals are half filled. Again they can pair them. See once here. I am taking here Tg and T2G. So the electrons are half filled. After that the electrons are get paired up. So in the presence of weak field ligand, this is the difference between strong field ligand and weak field ligand. So the examples for weak field ligands are water, chloride, fluoride, bromide, etc.